let my love.
Adorn Miguel bringing us to 23 past 9 o'clock on your best mix of music with Orange. Discover unlimited internet on your phone, more flybooks, unlimited changes with Orange today. Changes with Orange. Good morning. How are you doing? If you're just joining us, well, what a show we have. Moses Gashugi says she's fearless. She's outspoken on issues that touch Mwananchi. She's a fighter and worthy to be the Nairobi senator. That's Moses Gashugi talking about Honorable Dr. Bishop Margaret Wanjiru. Did I mention anything? Did I get everything?
You got everything
Thank
right.
you. There you go. There you go. Karibu sana. Karibu sana.
Thank you, Moses. Yes, I am fearless. God has given me boldness and courage. And probably when you look at the lineup for the senators, even if I were a voter, I would pick up on Margaret Wanjiru.
Yes.
Yes.
You've been a champion for the people for a long time and done a lot even before you went into parliament.
Yes. Before I went into parliament, I've served communities. I've served the people. A good example is Madare. Mm-hmm. I got involved in working in Madare way long time before I got into parliament. I have a program called the Good Samaritan Project. The Good Samaritan Project, apart from offering a lot of education to children, we also do emergency reliefs. Like, for example, a place burns down, they'll call us. We'll move in with blankets, we'll move in with books, whatever it takes to save that community. We'll move in and help them. And that's how I got involved in Madare a long time ago for very many years. Mm-hmm. I also give food. Even once a year during my birthday. I don't celebrate my birthday in any other style except giving food all the slums of Nairobi. And my birthday comes just around Christmas time.
All right.
So I give Christmas food and birthday food. And it's good to share what you have with the people.
Fantastic. And you've been the servant of course, the servant of the people for a long time.
Yes.
And the servant of the Lord. Now, serving the people and serving the Lord, a lot of people have come on heavy on you and said, you know what, maybe it's not the best thing. What do you think? What do you say to that?
I would first of all say that they don't pick to criticize any other religion except Christianity. Mm-hmm. You'll never hear somebody say that to any other religion, that you cannot be a clergy in your religion or be a leader in your religion and be in politics. But when it comes to church, when it comes to Christianity, they want to say it. Why? Because they know the church also has the numbers. They know the influence in the church. Mm-hmm. And they want to cut down that influence. They want to make sure that the church doesn't move forward. Biblically speaking, there is nothing wrong with you being in church and being in politics. Politics is about governance. Politics is about leadership. Church is about governance. Church is about leadership. The small pastor, the very smallest church, at the grassroots, that small pastor is busy ministering to people, ministering to their physical needs, ministering to their spiritual needs, counseling them, talking to them, making sure their marriages stand, praying for their children, baptizing them, burying them. And on the other hand, you've got the chief, especially the sub-chief, the assistant chief, down at the Kijiji. The chief is doing the same thing, counseling, listen to cases. I always say the chiefs are the Kasmol lawyer, the Kijiji there, the Kasmol judge. They're listening to all manner of cases in that village. And by the end of the day, when you look at it, here then comes a political leader. If you're a political leader that works with the people, you're doing the same thing the pastor is doing, the same thing the chief is doing, and the same thing that if you're going to the grassroots as a political leader, it's the same thing you face every day. So for me, it's about leadership. It's not about religion. And Zechariah 6 says very clearly, the office of the king and the office of the priest, these two offices will run and they will both have harmony. One of the translations says there will be peace between them. So there is nothing wrong with being in church and being in politics.
All right. So people can get away from this notion of, you can't be a politician and, of course, serve the Lord at the same time.
Why should you be a lawyer and be a politician? How can you also be a doctor and you're still a politician? Why not be in church and be a politician? There's some arguments that don't hold any waters. And then also, on the other hand, it's people who are trying to say these churches, especially the Pentecostal movement, is becoming too powerful. How do we trim them to size? Let's raise some criticism that will make them fear to go forward. Even some of the clergy themselves, especially the older generation, will say, if you want to go to politics, resign. And then you go to politics. My argument is, I'm too young to resign. I'm energetic. You want me to resign and go where? I have 3 kids, 4 grandchildren. Let me serve the people.
And of course, you're running to serve the people of Nairobi
Yes.
in the senatorial position.
Yes.
And you pointed out something very interesting right at the start of the interview when you were talking about the work that you have done in Mathare.
Yes.
And I think that epitomizes the problem with Nairobi, is that if there's a problem in the slum areas, and in fact not even in the slum areas, pretty much everywhere, that where if there's a fire and there's been a blaze, if there's any kind of emergency, the last people we can expect there is the actual emergency services from whom we pay taxes.
Yes.
And usually it will be people like yourself or other well-wishers
Somebody
who will
else,
be
yeah.
going there. Now, what are your plans for Nairobi, given that you're running for the senator position and not the
Yes.
governor?
Okay. Number one, I would like to start with the wealth creation. My number one agenda is wealth creation. We have such a wide gap between the rich and the poor. It's miserable. I mean, when you see the poor people, even the laws that we have are not friendly to the poor, but they are very friendly to the rich people. So for me, number one is to make sure the Juakali sector, the Matatu industrial, the hawkers who are all over the streets, the mechanics who have nowhere to trade, the boda people, the transport, the lorry people, they normally don't have a permanent place where they can say this is where we do our business. My number one assignment is to make sure that there are laws that cater and enforce the laws that deliberately, it's a deliberate move that says to government, you have no choice but to build garages, to build markets, to accommodate all these hawkers. If you want them out of the streets, then show them where they're going. Build a store for them, give it for free, not selling to them. If it's the boda, where will they operate from? Give them stages. This is businesses that we cannot kill. If we kill the small traders, what we are saying is that we are killing our economy. If we leave it the normal way that it is done, that the city council is harassing them every day, then they don't grow. Whatever money they make, they share 50-50. They have to give city council whatever they are giving, and they remain with the other 50, and yet it is still not enough. So my number one assignment is to make sure the small businesses are well taken care of, accommodated, have got trading areas, and have got friendly trading laws that can really even generate sort of like create a leeway for government to release funds to them. And I've done that in Starehe, by the way.